Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Last episode, I promised that I would try to sneak away this week and do a shoot-off between the GSG 22 conversion for the 1911 and the Nelson Customs 22 conversion. Going into this, I mentioned in my other video, if you want to look at it, I walk you through the installation and sort of the nuts and bolts of these. But the Nelson is supposed to be very accurate, particularly accurate, and that I felt like that would win running away. Let me reposition the camera. I'll get these out of the way. I have my targets right here. I have a brief review of an out-of-town range, and I'll let you know which one I think won. Coming right back. Almost forgot, in any shootout, I like to identify the ammo, especially in rimfire, because rimfires and conversions can be finicky with ammo. So I shot some bulk ammo. Federal American Eagle. Shot 2 boxes of this, and I shot some of the Remington Golden Bullets. I did not find any ammunition attributed issues. I had a couple of failures to fire, failures to eject, mostly feeding issues when they got dirty. But I'll go into specifics on that when I come back. Okay, this is my target. I couldn't figure out a way to do this other than with a remote mic and a handheld. So first of all, Island View Enterprises is a range up in Ventura, or at least on my way to Santa Barbara. I found it on Yelp. Very nice range, very clean. What I did was I bought one of their sight-in targets. As you can see, actually a couple of them. And I fired the GSG targets on the left and the Nelson Customs targets on the right. And as you can see from my first couple of endeavors, I have not shot in a while. Not ashamed to show the size of the groups. This was shot between 20 and 30 feet, so 7 to 10 yards. This is the Nelson Custom. Grouping nice, not one ragged hole as I had hoped, but this was the first target, just kind of getting used to them. I was chasing the hole with the Nelson. I'll be honest with you, my eyes are not what they used to be. That's a Nelson group. So let me get the other target out, which I shot for record. This is probably, I don't know, 100, 150 rounds fired through both guns. And I was switching back and forth. I didn't want to get used to one and start favoring it. So I'd shoot 2 magazines with one, 2 magazines with the other. Changing the upper back and forth in the lane. It was no problem, very easy to do. I demonstrated that in the first video if you want to go back and take a look at that. So let me switch targets here. Okay, this is the targets that I began really focusing on and trying to shoot as tight a group as I could. This is the best group, or at least felt like the best group when I shot it, from the GSG. This one's actually not bad as well. This is my second to the last group with the, sorry, I don't want to get anybody seasick. That's the Nelson, and here's my my best group with the Nelson. Several touching, several in one hole. That's those are 10 rounds each. And then for good measure, I put the 45 upper back on. If you remember, I was in another video, I was adjusting the sights. It's still a little bit left, but a nice group. It's moved about halfway back to the bull. So that is the groupings, and I will come back and give you my final thoughts. Okay, so my final thoughts on Nelson versus GSG, or GSG versus Nelson. Both of them do what I was looking for them to do. Both of them will go on my upper, will function with my upper. They're a lot of fun, almost no recoil. I was mentioning to a friend of mine, when I finally put the 45 upper back on and fired it, touched off the first round, it was almost shocking how much more blast, noise, movement there were. I mean, it's to be expected. It's a 3.5-inch compact 45 upper, but still, you can really settle down the groups. I mean, I was turning in, you know, 2-inch, 3-inch groups with the Nelson at 30 feet. That's pretty respectable. I needed a little more light. It was difficult for me to, the range was very well lit, but it was difficult for me to see that front sight. I thought that the fiber optic sight would light up more, almost like an artificial light source. It was really tough to see. So you can see I put 1-inch target stickers on my targets just to give me something hard with a sharp edge to shoot at. I will say that the GSG had a couple of failures to go into battery, a couple failures to fire, which with a simple racking of the slide. Never two in a row, never two issues in a row. Just in contrast, and it wasn't. It was probably every other or every third magazine I would have some issue with the GSG. But I'll tell you that the Nelson ran like a sewing machine. I had no issues with that Nelson. It locked back consistently every time. Thumb down the slide lock and it would drop. It would feed the next round. Magazines. Still, I'm not crazy about the magazines. They feel a little light, but no issues with them at all. They locked in, they fed properly. So I think I'm going to give it to the Nelson just because it seems so solid, it seems so well made. But I'll tell you that the GSG is absolutely, I think it shoots as well as I do. I'm gonna get some more range time in, see if I can get these groups to show a little bit of a difference. One thing else I learned, I've been told that the Nelson could use the GSG magazines. And they will fit in the Nelson, they will lock the slide back in the Nelson. I couldn't get it to feed, and when I put the Nelson magazines in the GSG, those wouldn't feed. So it's not a huge deal. I thought I got 2 free magazines out of it, or at least the use of 4 magazines as opposed to 2. What I'm going to do is order another magazine or 2 from Nelson, because I think for something like a steel plate challenge, it would be really fun to run and gun with something that's super cheap to shoot, almost no recoil. It's got the exact same controls as my primary CCW. So I like both of these, but I think I'm going to keep the Nelson, and I will sell the other one to defray the cost of the Nelson. I also want to say a couple things about my channel. I'm going to give honest reviews about stuff. I'm not going to pound on anything. I don't think I'm overly high expectations. I'm not one of these Yelpers that demands prime service. Even though I mentioned the range where I went shooting, and it is a very nice clean range, I paid for my range time. I didn't tell them I was going to put this on YouTube. I paid for my ammo. I paid for these targets. I bought these conversion kits. When I give reviews from time to time, those are my thoughts. I'm not beholden to anybody. I'm not. I don't have any sponsorship. I'm not seeking any sponsorship. I don't want any sponsorship. I've got some stuff. I've got some nice toys to play with. I've got some varieties of stuff that I like to share. And these are my thoughts. I don't want to make anybody mad, but if something doesn't work right, I'm going to say it. I feel free to say it. Nobody's going to pull any money out. So that's what you're going to get with me. I've got some ideas about some future shows, and I'd like to get those up as soon as I can, but I'm going to edit this first, and hope to see you soon. As always, if you could subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share this thing. I've got, my views have gone through the roof in the past couple of weeks after I put up the initial Nelson versus GSG, and I would really appreciate it if I could get this thing to take off and get some, get some decent subscribing and some foot traffic on here, or some view traffic, click traffic, I guess they call it. So let me know what you think. Comments are always welcome. I appreciate it. Hopefully this will be of use to somebody. If you're looking for an absolute bargain basement budget 1911 conversion that will work and will work well, that GSG is tough to beat. I got mine on sale, and it was, I think it was about 100 to 140 bucks. I see them occasionally pop up for 200. I think that's the going price when they're not on sale. And the Nelson is considerably more than that. The Nelson's about 400. But I got mine used. Actually, not used. I got mine from another cow gunner who had bought it, and it was not used. So I paid a premium over a used one, but I paid less than a new one. So anyway, with that said, comments are welcome. Thumbs up would be spectacular. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you.